Hey everyone, welcome back to the World Finance. Today we're diving into one of the most critical economic challenges of 2025, inflation. While some countries are finally seeing relief, others are still struggling. So how are different nations tackling this persistent problem? Let's break it down. First, let's set the stage. After the inflation surge that started in 2021, we're now in 2025. And the situation has evolved dramatically across different regions. In the United States, inflation has cooled significantly from its 2022 peaks, hovering around 2 to 3%. The Federal Reserve has been carefully managing interest rates, trying to maintain this stability without triggering a recession. They've learned from the aggressive rate hikes of 2022 and 2023, and now they're taking a more measured approach. Meanwhile, Europe presents a mixed picture. The Eurozone has seen inflation ease, but energy prices remain a concern, especially with ongoing geopolitical tensions affecting natural gas supplies. The European Central Bank is walking a tightrope between controlling inflation and supporting economic growth in member states, with very different needs. Now, let's look at some countries getting it right. Switzerland continues to be a masterclass in inflation control. Their inflation rate has remained remarkably low, thanks to the Swiss National Bank's proactive monetary policy and the country's strong currency. They've proven that early intervention and credibility matter enormously. Japan presents a fascinating case. After decades of deflation, they're actually experiencing moderate inflation for the first time in years, around 2 to 2.5%. The Bank of Japan has finally started normalizing monetary policy, after years of ultra-loose stimulus. For Japan, this inflation is actually welcome news, representing healthier economic dynamics. Singapore has also managed inflation effectively through a combination of tight monetary policy and strategic currency management. Their unique approach of using exchange rates rather than interest rates as their primary tool has proven highly effective. But not everyone's having success. Several countries continue to face serious inflation challenges. Turkey is dealing with extremely high inflation, still running above 60% in early 2025. Despite some orthodox policy shifts, years of unconventional economic policies have left deep scars. The Turkish lira remains under pressure, and rebuilding credibility is a long-term project. Argentina continues its battle with hyperinflation, though there are signs of stabilization under new economic reforms. The country is attempting to dollarize portions of its economy and implement strict fiscal discipline. It's a painful adjustment, but potentially necessary. Egypt has also struggled with elevated inflation, particularly in food prices, which has created significant social pressure. Currency devaluation and subsidy reforms have been necessary but politically challenging. Several African nations, including Nigeria and Ghana, are grappling with inflation, driven by currency weakness, supply chain issues, and in some cases, local security challenges affecting food production. So what strategies are actually working? Traditional monetary policy, raising interest rates, remains the primary tool. Countries like the US, Canada, and Australia have shown that sustained higher rates can break inflation expectations, though it requires patience and tolerance for slower growth. Currency management is crucial. Countries with flexible exchange rate regimes have generally adjusted better than those trying to maintain fixed pegs. The currency acts as a shock absorber. Supply-side reforms are increasingly important. Countries investing in energy independence, improving infrastructure, and reducing regulatory bottlenecks are seeing better results. Inflation isn't just about demand. It's about supply capacity too. Fiscal discipline matters enormously. Countries that have controlled government spending and reduced budget deficits have given their central banks room to operate effectively. You can't fight inflation with monetary policy alone if fiscal policy is working against you. What can we learn from all this? First, credibility is everything. Credibility is central banks that acted decisively early and communicated clearly have been most successful. Markets reward credibility with stability. Second, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Countries face different inflation drivers. Energy shocks, food security issues, currency crises, or overheated demand, and need tailored responses. Third, the social and political dimension cannot be ignored. Inflation is ultimately a tax on everyone, especially the poor. Countries that have managed the social impact through targeted support while maintaining overall discipline have fared better. As we move through 2025, the global inflation story continues to evolve. Some countries are finally seeing light at the end of the tunnel, while others face years of difficult adjustments ahead. What do you think? Which country's approach makes the most sense to you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more global finance insights. I'll see you in the next video.